Alright, now quick. What is the most underrated organ with superhero immune powers? And yes, you guessed it, it is the spleen. Welcome to USMLE High Yield Bites, where we make Step 1 content stick in under 5 minutes. Today we are zooming in on spleen anatomy, functions and dysfunction, and the microscopic details that board questions love. Let's go. Now first, let's get our bearing straight. The spleen sits in the left upper quadrant, snug next to ribs 9 through 11 and just anterior lateral to the left kidney. Break a rib here and yes, you're poking the spleen. What does it do? It filters the blood, clears the old red blood cells, stores platelets, and kicks off immune responses. It's like a blood policing lymph node. Now, what happens when the spleen is not working properly, like after the splenectomy or autosplenectomy in the sickle cell disease? Here is the step 1 mechanism. Decreased IgM causes the decreased complement activation, which in turn decreases the C3b opsonization, and yes, that will increase the risk for encapsulated bacteria. Now remember the shin bugs: Streptococcus pneumoniae, Haemophilus influenzae, Neisseria meningitidis, and classic question, trigger. And don't forget the peripheral smear clues: Howell Jolly bodies, which are the little DNA leftovers in the RBCs, and the target cells that actually shows a bullseye appearances. Plus, increased thrombocytes and increased lymphocyte will, because the spleen is not storing them anymore. And what is the USMLE pro tip here? If a patient lacks a spleen, vaccinate for shin bugs early, and that's the important part. Let's move to slide 3. Now let's go deeper microscopically. The spleen is divided into white pulp, red pulp, and the marginal zone, and each one is high yield. White pulp is immune central. Inside it, you have T cells hanging around the periarteriolar lymph sheet or pulse. B cells live in the follicles. It's like the lymph node of the blood. The red pulp is the filter. It clears the worn out RBCs and catches things like Howell Jolly bodies post-splenectomy. And the real board favorite is the marginal zone. It is sitting between the red and white pulp. It's packed with the macrophages and specialized B cells acting as your first responders to blood-borne antigen. Why does this matter? If you remove the spleen, you lose that marginal zone functions, meaning antigen presentation drops and the risk of infection spikes, especially from the encapsulated bugs. So again, vaccinate early the pneumococci, Haemophilus influenza, and meningococci, and tattoo this in your memory. Marginal zone is equal to antigen presenting cells for blood-borne pathogens. It is a high yield, hence high score. That's your spleen breakdown: fast, focused, and step 1 ready. If this helped